Croatia-Spain. I really love this matchup too. I really, really do. And I'm sure you were aware of this, but this would be the third consecutive Euro that they face off. They faced off in 2016, Croatia won. Faced off in 2012, Spain won. So it's 1-1 going into this round of 16. And the last two times they faced off in the group stage, in the third game of the group stage. So now they're going to face off in a game that's direct elimination. And I'm here for it. What do you think about this game?
Yeah, I think it's a really great matchup. This isn't the Croatia that we're used to seeing. I can say that, but I think that they do have enough quality that they're going to punish Spain, and uh, I think they're going to really get the best of them. I think Spain is really going to suffer, even if they have possession. They Croatia is a well drilled side. They're very well coached, and they also have the leadership in Luka Modric to get through a tough game. And I think Croatia advances. I'm gonna put them going through maybe 1-0. If not, I'll go 2-1. But I think two. Yeah, I'll go 2-1 just to be safe. But I got Croatia advancing in this one, and Spain for. I mean, it's so tough because their team is full of individual quality. You can say that they have players like Sergio Busquets, they have Pedri, they have Jordi Alba who just got hurt. Uh, they have a lot of individual quality that plays for that play for big clubs, but they don't have that star guy who's gonna put the game on his back. And they've been trying to sell us on Alvaro Morata, and yeah, we don't have enough time to talk about him because even when he scores, he has poor matches. Like he just doesn't look there, and it's if you're gonna if you hang your hat on this guy, eventually it's gonna bite you. And I think Croatia has just enough quality just for them to be the ones to put Spain to the sword.
I don't want to be disrespectful to Alvaro Morata, but I don't know why I couldn't contain my laughter when you said that they've been trying to sell us on Morata. I, I don't know why that was funny, but anyway, I definitely agree with what you with your prediction. I think Croatia advances. I think it's going to be a little more dramatic than what you said. I think that there's going to be more than 90 minutes being played in this game. The one thing that does make me a little bit hopeful about Spain is that they clicked against Slovakia. They clicked because their attacking players weren't scoring, but other players from other positions came in and they helped. So that's always good. If you have threats in the midfield and your fullbacks can come in and attack the opposing net, then you will always be in a better position. With that being said, it was against Slovakia. This Slovakia team, they fooled us against Poland. They really did. They fooled us against Poland. No one expected them to win. They won, and then they just looked like, I mean, let's be honest, they looked like what we thought they were going to look like. And then you have the goalkeeper. His name escapes me right now, but he plays for Newcastle, and I think that's the first red flag that he plays for Newcastle. He scores in his own net. I mean, that's one of the most bizarre own goals I've ever seen in my entire life. That was just so bad. Usually, when you have a situation like that, the guy he just like slaps it over the bar. This guy tapped it into his own net. Like, are you serious, bro? Like, whatever, lapse of judgment. Anyway, they clicked against Slovakia. Will they click again? That's the real question. They weren't playing like this against Sweden. They weren't playing like this, or they didn't have those attacking threats against Sweden or against Poland. So can they do it against a Croatian team that is arguably the best team that they're facing so far, or that they've faced so far?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I really don't think so. Alvaro Morata is his confidence is it's in the mud. There's no confidence in that man whatsoever. And of course, you got to feel for the human, but the player, come on, you got to produce. You absolutely got to produce. I do think Croatia advances. I think Croatia advances, And like I said earlier, they are on a mission to prove that Russia 2018 was not a fluke. So we'll have to wait and see. And we also have to take this into consideration. This is probably Luka Modric's last Euro. It's very likely that it's his last Euro. And this might be Ivan Perisic's last Euro as well. So who knows? Maybe these guys link up. And Ivan Perisic, for whatever, sure, I mean, he might not be anyone's favorite player, but he scores in important games. He scored when they needed him the most. When it looked like Czech Republic was going to beat them in that second group stage game, who scored? Perisic. And then he scores again against Scotland. So if he scores against Spain, don't be surprised. It's just a trend. It's what the trend is telling us. Perisic is going to score in an important game. He scored in the World Cup final. And I think that kind of tells you the type of player that he is.
Yeah, you said he's not anyone's favorite player. He's actually one of my favorite players.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he's and it's funny because he's not someone you really think about when you think like, oh, who's the top wingers in the world. He's getting up there in age. He's scoring less for his clubs that he every year that he plays, but he's a quality winger, man. He's deadly on that left side, and he has pace, he has technique, he can finish. So yeah, he's a really crafty player, and having that kind of guy with Luka Modric, and them, this, like you said, this being probably the last Euro, so them being inspired to shut some people up. I can see them putting Spain to the sword, but Spain, if they're gonna have a chance in this, it's playing with a false nine and having guys like Ferran Torres. We talked about it last week, how he needs to play more, and then he starts the next match and scores. So I think Spain is one of those teams that if they score one or two, then the Alvaro Moratas of the world will gain confidence and score a third, and then they can look like the old Spain. But if you make it hard for them, if it's a 0-0 game or a 1-1 game and it's getting late in matches, I don't know. It's just they don't look like they're cut out for that kind of game. And Croatia looks like they welcome it at this point.